Here's a picture after he's pulled it up. The thief is full. This is actually a better picture. You can see right there the difference between water and oil. The oil is floating on the water. So this person has been able to establish how much water is in the bottom of that tank. And there are various criteria with how much water is allowed in the tank. So you don't want the water to get too close to the suction line or the outlet from the tank in a height standpoint, or it might get sucked out. So when the tank starts to have too much water in it, the pipeline person, the gauger, will contact the pumper or the producer and say, you need to get some of the water off the bottom of that tank. They'll go and drain it off and take it to a publicly owned treatment works, or they'll take it to a disposal well or something like that. So the water that's on the bottom. They don't do this on purpose. From time to time, and I really don't know if people do this anymore, they used to, if you had a small leak in the tank, people would run a water bottom. They would intentionally put water in, so the water, if the leak was in the bottom, would run out and not the crude oil. And I don't know if that's accepted practice anymore or not. Clearly, I'm not recommending it. What the person did here is they've got this flask, you can see, and they've drawn a sample into this flask. So they can take that sample and they can put it in a centrifuge and spin it. The water and heavy stuff gets to the bottom. They can establish how much BS&W, basic sediment and water, or BS, basic sediment, is in this crude oil. You also measure the temperature. So here's a thermometer that was dropped down, and that's really one of the first things that the person's going to do is put the thermometer down into the tank so it can measure the temperature of the crude oil, because colder, it's going to be more dense, and so you correct it to 60 degrees from a volume standpoint whenever you're buying the crude oil. You can see there's a little cup at the bottom of it here. It's to contain this thermometer so it stays the same temperature whenever it's pulled up as it was whenever it was down in the crude oil. Here the person is done. They're coming down off of the tank, bringing their tools with them. So the person measured how much crude oil is in the tank. They've come down, and now they're going to open various valves so the crude oil can run out.